This is why a police officer can kill a black man in front of hundreds of thousands of people and have it recorded and not do life in prison, because he has now killed property and not land. So they can have it all, but give me you. Nothing else will do. I have what is true. I have Jesus. I have Jesus. Woo. Hey y'all, welcome back. Y'all, I'm so scared about this video. I'm so scared because this is so controversial. It is so controversial, but I'm here to educate y'all. And I feel like we can't do Lex talk and like we can't talk about stuff. You feel me? Let's talk about it. The comments are always open. If it's a negative comment, I automatically delete it. But the comments are always open because I like to hear y'all responses. I like to hear like what's going on. I'm not always correct. Obviously I'm a very flawed person, and we all live the same reality. We can all live the same lives and live different realities. So at the end of the day, I am very open to advice, information, all that. Don't ever be afraid to like put your little 2 cents in the comments, because that's what Lex talk is about. Okay, so getting all that out the way. For the people that don't know me, my name is Lexis, Lexis, but you can call me Lexi for short. And for my subbies, so for all my old subbies here, for all my new subbies here, we're back at it again with another video. So by the title, y'all could already see what we talk about. Stop calling yourself black. Stop calling yourself black. Some of y'all like, I am black. I am black. Watch the video to the end. Please listen to understand and not to respond and then respond. Okay. So at the end of the video, if you truly believe that you're black, hey, by all means, I can't say nothing else. But I'm gonna bring up research. I'm gonna bring up all type of stuff. Okay. So let's get right into the video because where do I begin? Let's go with the word black. Black is an adjective. It is adjective. It is meant to describe something. So if I say, pass me that black, you're going to be like, and I'm not talking about the thing that you smoke. You be like, pass me that black. You can be like, what? Black what? Black shirt, black car, black pencil, black something, right? In order for you to identify with something, it has to be a noun. It has to stand alone. So you be like, hey, go get Lexi, right? Not go. And if you be like, let's go get black, you're going to be like, go get black what? If you say, go get Lexi, go get my daughter, go get, let's say we're in a room just full of like Jamaicans, and you're like, go get that Haitian. You know someone's who they're talking about, right? Okay, so only in America, we refer to ourselves as colors, right? So if you go to China, you hear Chinese. You go to Jamaica, they call themselves Jamaicans. You go to Haiti, they call themselves Haitians. You know, you go to France, they call themselves French. Everybody identifies with the land that they are in, correct? So you go to South Africa, people call themselves South Africans. They don't say I'm African, they say I'm South African, because that's the land that they are currently living in, residing in, or that's where their family is from, right? So we have ethnicity and then we have nationality. So a lot of us, like my ethnicity would be Haitian American, because my mother is Haitian, my dad is American. And then my nationality will also be American because I was born in America, right? Okay. So with that being said, because I cannot identify with an adjective, that means I can't identify as being black because it does not stand alone. So back in the day when slavery happened, they took us from our countries, right? They took us from our land. So during time, and it's not just all Africa, because we're going to get into that, right? Because we had prisoners of war. We had all this stuff. We see this in history books, but we also did in medieval times. There was always wars going on. So it was prisoners of war. So a lot of these people came from different countries, different parts of the world, and we were already settled in every area, because I'm going to get into that. In every area before slavery actually happened. Right? So not every single black person came from Africa. It is literally impossible. I'm gonna go into there later on and tell you why. So, but when they took us during slavery and they brought us to America, right? And this is also why Native Americans do not like being called Indians, because Indians are from India and Native Americans are native to America. They are from America, and they do not play about that because they don't pay taxes, and most of them live on the reserve, right? For reasons because they don't have the same laws we have, right? Okay, so that's another subject for itself. We'll get there. So running it back. I'm trying to speak in a tangent because it's so much information, yet it's not. Okay, so when they took us from our countries and stuff like that, they would be like, look at this black person, look at this black person, black and then a person, right? So black describing that individual person. Look at this black woman, look at this black man. So they used to call us Nick. We know what that is, right? I ain't trying to get banned from YouTube, whatever. And it's just rude. It's a derogatory term derived from the word negro. Negro meaning black, right? The color black. So that's what they used to identify us. But when we were slaves, we were property. We were bought, right? We were property. So they called us Negroes, right? And once we came into America and slavery abolished, we did not know where we came from. We did not know the lands or places that we came from. So we kept the word black. We kept the word negro, right? And you'd be like, hey, like we speak like that because I say that word often, right? But it's not correct. We did not know our race. We did not know where we came from. So it was very hard to call ourselves anything else than what we have been brainwashed to believe. And it made sense to us because look, we are this color, we were black. And the other people, the Europeans or whatever land they came from were lighter than us. So they were quote unquote white. It made sense, right? So this is why a police officer can kill a black man in front of hundreds of thousands of people and have it recorded and not do life in prison, because he has now killed property and not land. So we never basically gave us our rights back, right? So we focused on civil rights and not human rights, but we are human. We identify with the land. So it is the United States of America. America being the country, United States being a corporation. So every time we identify as black or white, we identify with the corporation. That's why I said, are you a U.S. citizen? Not an American citizen. It says U.S. citizen, U.S. being the corporation. So people coming after Tyler because they call themselves in South Africa colored, right? And it's not wrong, you know, and they're South African and they refer to some of them as colors and stuff. But people are getting mad that she says that she's not black. She's not, because no one is black. It's an adjective. So moving forward, right? Okay, so, and some probably that don't make sense to you. All right, let's bring up to the Bible. So let's go biblical. This is over 2,000 years old, right? Not once in the Bible does it refer to anybody being black or white. So black and white just came about out of nowhere. It came after slavery. It came during slavery, actually, right? But why? Because back in the days, they used to call them the Canaanites, right? Canaanites were from Cana. Moabites were from Moab. Egyptians were from Egypt. The Israelites were from Israel. You right? They identified with the land. You already know, oh, Jezreelite, oh, she's from Jezreel. You feel me? Like, you knew what land they came from off of the name that they just that identified with, right? Oh, you black? Oh, where you from? You from here? Or where your people's from? We ask that question because black is an adjective. Like, we say it, but we don't realize how like crazy we sound. Like, you don't ask a Chinese person, where you from? You probably say, what part of China you from? But you don't say, where you from? You ask a black person, oh, where your family from? Okay. So like I say, in the Bible, there is no black, no white, no nothing. They identified with the land. So this is a new age thing, right? Okay. So let's actually go into the Bible, right? Because this is where it gets juicy. This is where it gets spicy. So growing up, I believed when I read the Bible, everybody was white. Like, I knew that when they described Jesus, He had fair skin, feet like brass, hair of wool. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put that scripture up here. But I was like, okay, so Jesus is black. That's how I thought about it. Jesus was black back then before I knew this information. But everybody else white. And I don't know, because I have been depicted of every movie, every show, all these pictures in the Catholic Church, like all them people who's white, they depicted them as white. But then I thought about it, like, hold on, that don't even make sense. Because if you look in the book of Matthew chapter 1 goes down the genealogy of Jesus, right? So proving that Jesus was a descendant of Abraham. So if Jesus was quote unquote black, right? But Jesus was a Jew. What's it called again? If he was quote unquote, you know, our color, Mary was also our color then. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, so then that poses the question, if we going up, wouldn't that have meant that Abraham was our color? Because he had wool hair, like he had dark skin. So that lets me know back then, most people were our color, right? Well, then let's go back a little further. So when we look at, what's the word? Not even the word. Look at Adam and Eve, right? Adam and Eve being the first people. If you believe in the Bible, you believe in everything in the Bible. So you believe that we derived from two people. So God said, okay, he took dirt from the ground and said, and he breathed life into it, and he made man, right? He made Adam. So in that time, it was one man, and then it became a woman, right? And then these two people created the world. So if Abraham was black, we have to go back down to like, all right, what was Adam and Eve? Well, we know scientifically it is proven that two non-melanated people cannot make melanin. It is impossible. Two white people can never make a black baby. Right? Two white colored people can never make a black colored baby. Where is the melanin coming from? But two black people can most definitely make a light skin or even a white baby, a white colored baby, right? Because those are recessive genes. We have dominant genes, but we can give recessive genes. Recessive genes are not going to give dominant genes, right? Okay. So, and in this terminology, not meaning like color eyes and stuff like that, color skin like melanin, yeah, only us, our color, can make this, make a white baby, right? Okay, so then that lets me know that Adam and Eve had to be our color, because we can't just have a whole bunch of lineages of white colored people and then boom, black colored people just came out of nowhere. That don't even make sense. Then we think about the times that they had. They lived in the wilderness. They lived in the garden. Like they weren't sheltered like we were, right? So when they was going through Egypt, these people couldn't have been white colored. They couldn't have been as long as they was in the sun. Like, you ever see a white colored person, a Caucasian, a European, that I don't want to say just a Caucasian because they're not all from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but just for the purpose of this video, just to make it simpler, a white person, yeah, you don't see, you see them burning, you see them getting red. You think they would have lasted in the sun that long? You think they would have lasted in the wilderness for 40 years? Be for real. Be for real. That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. Then we go off of, then scientifically it's been proven, right, that I think it was East Africa. It is derived from East Africa, right? That we all come from Africa. So we all came from one land, because there's only two people. So only two people lived on earth for a while before they had children, before Cain and Abel, right? So this also lets me know that it had to be somewhere. Like, we knew after we got kicked out of the Garden of Eden and like we went somewhere, right, where that place was. Now we also got to think about Pangea. Pangea is when all the continents separated. You also got to think about the flood, right? After Noah's Ark. Well, after Noah's time and he built the ark, whatever, the whole world was flooded. So everything is not exactly where it was before at one point. So It's been proven on multiple occasions that life kind of started in Africa, right? And why I believe that to be true, for the simple fact is Africa had so much resources, right? They had so many resources. We had gold. We had we was able to make food. We had everything that we needed, right? To the point people came to us to take our gold, to enslave us, right? Now hear me out. How do these people know that Africa had all this stuff? You think that people that had less resources than us were traveling the world before we did? You think people that had less resources than us that came to our land to take our resources were more innovative and more advanced than us in any kind of way? That we weren't already traveling these lands? Think about it in like Black Panther, right? Where people didn't know about what's the word? What's that thing called in Black Panther? The little purple stuff. Titanium? No. Dang, I remember. I'm gonna put it up here. But yeah, I probably gonna remember it to make me when I continue to talk. But yeah, people didn't know that they had that until they went to America with it. Vibranium. That's what it was. People didn't know that vibranium even existed. And how did they know that? Because people from Wakanda was traveling outside of Wakanda to show these people for them to want to come to Wakanda and take their stuff, right? So, or force Wakanda's hand to like share their resources. So that lets me know that people from Africa were already traveling the world, trading with other people for people to come to Africa. So there's no way that, oh, you know, people came to America before, or there were no Black people in America before there were white people. Like, that don't even make no sense. That don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. Especially because everybody, like, if you look at the Bible, you know how many lands there was. You know how many, bro. You go through all these places and how much they travel. Oh, past the Jordan River here, over here, over here. Like, they say all these different lands. And you're telling me that they came to Africa and took us to America, and that's where all Black people came from? Be for real. So if you don't hear Haitian or Trinidadian or Jamaican or Nigerian and stuff like that, automatically these people are all American. No, some of these people were Jewish. Some people were from Israel. Some people were from Moab. Like, it's so many different places that they could have been from. Obviously, I'm just going off the things in my head. They could have been in Asia. Like, so that's nothing. Then you think about us women, right? We have the Eve gene. So it is an article, and I'm gonna put it up here, where Lupita was they was referring to Lupita's blood and like her genealogy and stuff like that, and that her blood type derived from like the Eve I don't know, I'm gonna put it up there because I don't remember exactly the name of it. But basically, for the people that don't know what the Eve gene is, and it's funny how it's called the Eve gene, because who was the first woman here on earth? Eve. And they also said that when a woman had nothing but boys, that Eve gene would, because it's only passed through the women, not the men's sperm. It is very very small amounts. It's really mostly in the women, because we carry the children, that it is diluted, like it's not passed on. So over time it has decreased, but it still happens. So you see them people be like, oh, how did two black people have a white baby with, you know, ginger hair and blue eyes? That can't be your child. And be like, but it is, because we have the Eve gene. It's just depending on where your people were derived from, or how strong it is still in your bloodline. Obviously, because Adam and Eve had kids, and then they had kids, and they had kids, and then the flood, it has diluted over time. So but we are the only race that has it, which, for people that still don't understand, we can make any race. White people can only make white people. That's it. Black people, we can make any race baby, and that's what it is. Our babies could come out with wool hair. Our baby can come out with straight, fine hair, no matter who our husband is. We have a lot of recessive genes and traits, and we also have a lot of dominant traits. So depending on God and how he wanted how to move about it, that's how our baby will come out, right? And they call it an eugene for that specific reason. So that lets me know too that y'all need to stop reading the Bible like as if everybody is white, because they're not. I'm not saying that every single person in the book didn't have there weren't any light-skinned people or any, white colored people or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying for the most of the part of the Bible, yeah, they were our color. So stop thinking that every single person that is like Arab, or not even Arab, let me stop saying that, Chinese, even Chinese people, they were dark. Yeah, they were dark. Like, you understand, it was only one race at one point. So that's that. So I'm gonna go back to like not identifying as Black. So when you identify as the corporation, and y'all know I speak on a tangent, so just keep up with me, please keep up with me. Until you figure out, I'm not saying that, you can't call yourself Black. You can call yourself whatever you want to, because people identifying as dogs and trees or whatever. But I do want you to understand that it's very ignorant. I would prefer that you call, and I feel like Black people as a whole, we should call ourselves Americans, not even African Americans, because not all your family's from Africa. Most of y'all, because I asked this lady, and she's American. Her mama lived through slavery, right? I said, where your mama from? Here. Where her mama from? Here. So if they people was already here before slavery, how you gonna say that they African American? Now, granted, we all come from Africa, but that means everybody need to put African Chinese, African Jamaican, or African this. Like, yeah, we may all have derived from there, but we identify as land, right? With the land. So stop saying like, oh, I'm African American. Don't call me Black, I'm African American. You don't even know that. Call yourself American. Unless your people are actually from Africa and you actually have a bloodline still in Africa, and you have like, your mama know her grandma, her mama know her mama, her mama know her mama, back and forth. And if y'all can pinpoint, if y'all can go past slavery and still see that y'all were in America and none of y'all people came from Africa, claim yourself as American until you find otherwise. But that African American, I'm Black, I'm this, I'm white, I'm yellow, I'm brown, I'm red, I'm a red bone. We look stupid. We already got our president talking about something, but do you golf though? Like, we already got that. Like, I just feel like we always talk about Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. You are identifying as property. We are not property. And these people let us, they allow us to say this because they like these people ignorant. They taking their rights away. And that's why Barack Obama kept stressing while he was president, y'all need to worry about human rights, not civil rights. Because a lot of y'all don't even know the laws. We don't know. Like, they taught us a little bit in civics, but they don't really teach us actual history. And history is always written by the victors, right? But like, we need to use use the things that they taught us in school, which is like, first of all, our nouns, our verbs. We also need to understand, what's it called again? If you read the Bible, you need to look at history. We like, all the information is given to us, but they give it to us separately. So we don't put these things together. Like, we don't put these pieces together. And I feel like as a collective whole of Black people, we choose to be ignorant and then get mad when we continuously end up in the same cycles. Like, oh, we still slaves. Absolutely. Like, that's just no, but for real. And it's not saying that it's our fault, but when you have knowledge and you don't apply it, that's a lack of wisdom. Because wisdom is knowledge applied, right? So you can't be mad in generation. We're talking about breaking generational curses. We can't be sitting there talking about, I gotta do right for my children. I gotta know this. I gotta know that. I'm gonna break this. And you know what I'm saying? Like, Black is Black power, Black da. And you don't even know what you're talking about. You end up in the same cycle because you're not fighting for identity. We have no identity in America. They give us this idea of, oh, freedom. First of all, don't we have Juneteenth? Like, we were the last ones to get out of slavery, right? Because people was like, they thought they could. The United States is a corporation. It does not operate like a country. I'm not saying it's the worst country, but it does not operate like a country. It operates like a business. They kill their people, which is us. They put it in our foods. They don't educate us correct. And why don't they educate us? Why is everybody more advanced than us, right? Why is everybody eating better than us that they have to ban certain foods that's in America and other countries? Why does nobody else call themselves black and white, even if they are color, right? Why does nobody have this but America does, right? That's for a reason. And if you want to be ignorant to that reason, hey, by all means. But as a woman of Christ that love y'all, right? We got to stop being ignorant. We got to read more. And not just, oh, I read, but you read graphic novels. You read, romance novels. You read this, da, da, da. I mean, like, genuinely, like, research, read. Not just article and blogs, but if you read the Bible, you ask God for stuff, you pay attention, and information is in your face. Like, I promise you. And TikTok, like, there's TikTok nowadays. There's literally no excuse. The amount of information, it's just like, but if you are not open to see it, and you are just like okay with living in ignorance, then no one can help you. But now that you know this information, whether you believe it or not, you can go up and research this information. Like, you can do, by all means, do what you got to do. But let's not, no matter how you feel about something, or does not make it less of a fact. Like, I'm sorry. That's where I'm gonna stop the video at, because to some people that's a lot of information. To me, I've known this information for years, so it's not a lot of information. But it took, when I was told this and then I did my own research, it like, I heard it and was just like one of those things like, and it's a lot to process. It is a lot to process, because then it's just like having that conversation, or where somebody be like, oh, you black, I'm not. I'm not. And it seems argumentative, but no, I'm just being, I don't identify with that. Like, and some people will have that, like, they will listen to you and they will hear you and be like, and then the conversation will just end and nobody will bring it up. You feel me? Because people are okay with comfortability. People don't like being uncomfortable. People don't like change. Like, black people like, oh, we want things to change. No, y'all don't. Because it requires work. It requires standing on business. Like, it's just what it is. I don't even respond, like, when it says, like, are you black or African American, I either put Pacific Islander or I put other. That's what I put. Like, I've been doing that since, like, I want to say 2020. And I know very many people that still put back African American after I've told them this. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, those are your rights, not mine. Like, you know what I'm saying? So there's that. But I hope this was informative to somebody. It's not like our regular Lex Talk Tuesdays where, I was going into scripture. But I did bring up the Bible, because, we can't talk about nothing without talking about the Bible. But I really hope that y'all enjoyed this video, y'all learned something, that y'all go back and research. Put the comments below on how you feel about it. Like, some people really know this information, some people don't. Like, I kind of want to see, like, what the responses is going to be like in these comments. But yeah, I think that's it. So don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you never miss a video. And y'all stay blessed, and what? Y'all flex Alex. Deuces.